there are so many facets with divorces. I would like to know about the men, खासकर वो जो cheat कर लेते हैं, क्योंकि what I'm going to say now is going to sound a little offensive to some women, right? मैंने अक्सर देखा, गांव देहात में ज़्यादा देखा है कि आदमी एक में स्ट्रेस भी रख लेते हैं, ठीक है, 2 बीवियाँ 3 बीवियाँ. अभी एक अरमान मलिक बिग बॉस में आ रहे हैं आजकल. he's got 2 wives, Hindu, he's got 2 wives, they both live with him. And somehow ऐसा मेरे को लगता है कि औरतें अक्सर या तो बिकॉज अगेन स्टीरियोटाइप कि आदमी उनको डायमंड्स दिला रहा है या सेट दिला रहा है या घर बच्चे हैं, अब द वुमन सॉर्ट ऑफ लुक्स अवे एट द चीटिंग कि चलो कर ली तो कर ली. बट द मैन हु चीट एंड देन फिर डिवोर्स की नौबत आ जाती है, यूजिंग स्पेसिफिक केसेस, व्हाट इज दैट कॉन्वर्सेशन लाइक विद योर क्लाइंट्स? और वो गिल्टी होते हैं कि यार चीट कर लिया यार, अब मेरे को डिवोर्स करना पड़ेगा.
So one thing on spouse looking the other way, I'll tell you, I don't think you may have seen husbands who look the other way. Perhaps maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, rarer.
I very regularly see husbands who look the other way. Very often. I see in my practice 50-50. That the 50-50 of not husband and wife cheating. I'm saying among all the cheaters, men and women, the husbands are also 50% of the people who are looking the other way, and the wives are also 50% of the people who are looking the other way. Wives, often, I will also, to a certain extent, agree to this notion that perhaps they think that it's too much of a hassle to, get divorced or whatever. And just
but there is also clear powerlessness. अगर आप खासकर हाउसवाइफ या होम मेकर और आपको आदत पड़ गई, आप क्या कर सकते हो? कौन, आप कहाँ मायके में कैसे जाओगे? मतलब मैं, आप लॉ के डायरेक्शन से बोल रहा हूँ, मैं आपको मॉरली बोल रहा हूँ. औरतों पे कितना बड़ा एक वो होता है कि कौन जाएगा, बच्चे हैं, घर बार है, सब कुछ है, चलो चीट ही करता है तो ठीक आदमी है. मतलब these are the kind of,
at the end of the day, yes, I mean, I think it was Gangs of Wasipur. She said that she was pregnant and the guy is gone, and she said you do it, but like do it like this or something like that.
Yeah, कि basically खाना खा के जाओ, बाहर जाके नाक मत कटवाना, और मतलब हाथ धो के आना, मुंह धो के
stuff
आना,
like that.
Yeah.
But equal number of men are also looking the other way on their wives' infidelity, simply because they know that that if they try to separate, the wife's going to file all these false cases. It's going to be difficult. The shame, the stigma, and they also have this idea in their head that they may go to jail for several years, which is incorrect notion, right? That, oh shit, for God knows what's going to happen. She's going to take half my property. She's going to send me to jail. My parents are going to end up in jail. None of these things happen, but they don't know the reality, so they kind of stick with it. People who do know the reality, a lot of times they look the other way, men, because they know that the wife will get complete custody of the child that they are very attached to, and they know I'll not be able to see the child's face for several years. And that is why they say, what she's doing, whatever she's doing, I love my child. I know that if I separate from her, she gets custody. And that is why I will still stick it out with her for the sake of the child/children.
Since you have access and privy to their inner lives, do the men also compulsively start cheating then, or they remain sexless?
See, I mean, like another, not notion.
मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ because you are like the Census Bureau of
sure.
divorces.
I'll give you my thoughts on it.
हाँ.
I would say that it's not so easy for a man to cheat as much as it is for a woman to cheat.
Unless he pays for it, basically.
Unless he pays for it, sure. That's also there. Now, say as a divorce lawyer, I've not, unless it was something else. As a divorce lawyer, I've not had conversations with men about them paying for the affair, right? Paying for the
young companion, they suddenly find themselves in the arms of an Ashoka hotel, like something like that.
Sure. So I've not had those discussions with the client, right? A lot of times there is a lady who's sitting in my office along with the man. So there, that's like, she's my friend. She is, a well-wisher. She's an acquaintance. So those are things that sometimes, that kind of gives a little bit of a hint. But even then I say it's not my business. But if the topic does come up, right? Say for example, can she and I get married right now while my divorce case is going on with the wife? Funnily enough, there have been a lot of occasions where women have booked consultations with me, and when they come to my office, they're there with the man and they say that I booked the consultation for my friend because I wanted him to consult you. So women are paying the lawyer for consulting their boyfriend's case because they are wondering when will he be able to get a divorce.
So that we can marry.
So that we can
Bhai,
marry.
what a fucking complicated world.
Happens all the time.
No, but tell me about the men with their guilt-ridden faces as they say, I have cheated now we're getting a divorce.
See, single men or at least bachelors, when we think about the shame or the guilt of infidelity, is very different from what, especially married people. And again, this is my bias against married people because I think of them as complete fools, right? Because of the aforementioned reasons. For women, it's bad because of society. For men, it's bad because of the law. I look at them as idiots. But when I listen to their justifications, men and women, people are not, when they're entering a room or when they're holding hands with somebody else or, clothes come off and they're embracing each other, they're not thinking, oh, I am committing adultery, I am cheating on my husband, I am cheating on my wife, this is illegal, this is immoral. They're not thinking any of these things. There is a certain, how do you say it, reptilian instinct.
Yeah, you follow your base instinct.
Plays out. And I see a lot of times what happens is that the rationalization comes post facto, right? After the event, there is sometimes there is guilt.
Is that post-cheating clarity?
Yes, exactly. Are we allowed to say post-nut?
Yeah, bro, of course.
Yeah. So post-nut clarity, sure, is, post-nut clarity is there.
आलू के पराठे बनाती हूँ. ये क्या कर लिया?
Sure. So, and a lot of times then people will backward rationalize. He said this to me on that day. That's why I did this. A huge thing which you mentioned was, I know for certain that my wife is cheating on me, so it's okay for me to cheat on her as well. I know for a fact that my husband is cheating on me, so it's okay if I cheat on his wife. Or I'm sure that he must be doing it. Must be doing it. So when they say I'm sure that he's doing it, he's actually not doing it a lot of time, right? But they are able to easily kind of self-rationalize and say that, oh, this must have happened. I think that's how they kind of tell themselves later that it's okay for me to do it.